Welcome, fellow gamers.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Razor Fist.
They want to square that circle so airtight that there will be no contrary opinions whatsoever.
And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. What is? Oh, there. I guess I'm a little too hot. Hey, everybody. I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome out. It is Tuesday. My, oh, my. Do we have a Tuesday today? Because we were blessed with amazing, amazing news right off the bat. Good to see everybody. Hello, Blabs.
Hello. Did you guys know there was a snapping turtle outside my yard today?
No.
I took pictures of it.
Great.
He comes almost at least once a week now. It's awesome.
All right. Are you feeding them?
No, I like my hands.
Okay.
It's a snapping turtle. He's like this big. He's got a massive tail and everything. He will eat my turtle. The turtle will probably eat my turtle, you know? Like, he's big, you know?
Sounds awesome, Blabs. Thanks for sharing. This is, I mean, just absolutely.
I don't care.
What do you mean? It's life. It's nature. How do you not care?
Yeah, Blabs getting out her bucket hat, heading out and going on a safari. This is great. Look at you. Well, it is Tuesday, and we are going to be joined by the one, the only monochromatic wonder himself. It's Razor Fist. Hello.
Yes, sir. It's the monochromatic Stevie Wonder. Yes. See the superstition. Come on.
Nailing it. That's good stuff.
Blabs and I were actually speaking thugonomics earlier.
Yes.
Oh,
For shizzle.
I don't normally, but I
No.
have to speak her language. You see, Blabs belongs to them streets.
That's true.
Right, with the snapping turtles.
Blabs is a woman of the streets, isn't she?
It's actual.
It's amazing how that works out.
Yes.
Well, welcome everybody to the show. We have a phenomenal Tuesday for you guys. There was a Nintendo Direct today. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be a big portion of the show. As we've all seen it, we're going to do some fun reactionary stuff. If you haven't yet, you're going to get a chance to see every single trailer. You can just get our thoughts on every single game, or at least the games that I've pulled up. I have like 7 or 8 games pulled up. But there's a lot of bangers today. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Last week, we talked about the supposed leaks that were coming for this Nintendo Direct. And they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong, which was pretty interesting. I mean, they weren't right either. But at the same time,
We had it off by one day.
What was it? What was the thing that we didn't see? Silk something.
there was a few on there that we didn't see that were. We'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that in a little bit. They're
Hold your horses, Razor. Oh my god. For shizzle.
All right.
yeah. Folks, Razor, what's up? There you go.
What's
My
that?
hoodlums.
Anyway, so,
We got Blab, the doctor of thugonomics over here.
Yes! I
Unreal.
think for the new Side Scrollers intro, when I show up, we got to have the John Cena music playing, the thugonomics version of Cena music playing.
Word life. That's
Yes.
right.
I'll have a big Flavor Flav clock necklace on. It'll be fantastic.
Memers, get right on that. There we go. That'd be great. Well, look, we're gonna spend
Razor Flav. Anyway, sorry.
I love it. Razor Flav. Yeah, boy. Anyways, we're gonna spend a long time talking about this Nintendo Direct today because there's a lot to digest there. We do have some other really, really interesting stories. But obviously, you guys are gonna play a big part of this as well because we want to hear your thoughts on these as well. These games that we're gonna be talking about today. But there was a lot there. But first, I'd like to remind you guys once again. Rumble, head over there, hit the follow button. We're continuing to grow, almost 8,000 strong over on Rumble. Why do we love Rumble,
It
Blabs?
goes like
That's right, Blabs. Let them know. We also have an X account. You could have found out that Razor was going to be on the show and watch the show over there. So follow us over at Side Scroller Pod. We continue to grow over there. By the way, past 10,000 followers over on X. I just looked at my account and I was like, oh, Cool. So I passed in what, Blabs?
Nothing.
Blabs. Twitter isn't real life.
I know it's not. You kidding me? Look at all the morons there.
And like,
Well, maybe it is real life.
it's great. Like, it's great. 10,000. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. But just saying, it was neat. So we're closing in, I think, on close to 10,000 over on the Side Scroller Pod channel as well, or on the account as well. So make sure you guys go over there and follow. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do. So follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, I don't know. You're not a hoodlum.
Oh, okay.
You're just a hood rat.
Yeah. A razor for said.
We also have the Kick channel at kick.com/sidescrollers, and you can listen to the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify as we continue to grow over there. And of course, find us over at sidescrollers.locals.com. But we did just pass 85,000 subscribers over here on YouTube, which is pretty awesome. Love that. Thank you guys very much for your support over here as we continue to grow. Obviously, our next stop, 100,000. We're currently sitting at 85,069 subscribers over here. Also, let's do our best to get to 900 likes. So scroll your little mouse over to that thumbs up button. Hit it with your thumb if you're watching on mobile, and do that. We'd really appreciate it. Why? Because it helps the show get out there. It's amazing how like a like on a live stream helps like distribution on YouTube. So if you like the show, like the show. Also, let's do our best to get to 25 memberships today. And we're off to a great start. Let's look at this. Sparkshot, an organic one coming in. Thanks so much for the month-to-month support there, Sparkshot. That's outstanding. I would be remiss. It is Pride Month after all. And our number one shirt we've ever released is still available. Go pick it up right now. It is the American Pride shirt right now, available this month. Pick it up, baby. They've been flying off the shelf as Jim picked one up just a few minutes ago. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. And probably also picked up the Let Us Skateboard t-shirt. I've been seeing a lot of those on X. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate you picking those up. Yeah, man, we're off to a good one. So thank you guys very much. Kratos came in direct with the $10 direct donation. Says new Zelda looks fine. I'm just disappointed that Grezzo was spending time on that island of the Zelda Oracle remakes. I'm hoping we can get both eventually. But I'd honestly prefer Oracle remakes. They're probably caught up in legal issues with Capcom. Oh, that's an interesting thought. That the Oracle games may be caught up with legal in Capcom, but I don't know. Oracle remakes would be very, very fun. And Kratos also came in with another 10. I don't know if you meant to do that, but thank you very much, Kratos. Really appreciate that. Drake also came in as a brand new member. That's 2. Let's roll. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Drake, for your monthly support over here on the channel. That is massive. Strange Axel says, hot take. Every direct since Metroid Dread makes me wanna a hero. What? I don't even know what this is.
Hero? You don't know the hero meme?
No, what is that?
It means to self-delete.
Oh, okay. Even Prime 4 looks boring. Typical Prime gameplay.
That's an old 4chanism. I'm surprised you didn't know about that.
No, I don't. That's why I can't read as is. Don't throw random words in the middle of a sentence.
It's true.
Yeah. Really? You thought Prime formed like Prime 4 like boring? Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Thank you, Strange Axel. We'll see if that's who agrees with that and who doesn't. Remdog says Blabs is mistaken. Her Squirtle evolved into a war turtle.
It's true.
That's Pokemon, right?
Yes, Blabs, that's Pokemon.
Got
Even I know that. Josh Sketcho says, love y'all so much. Can we definitively say the Switch is the best system Nintendo has ever made?
Oh, you stop that. You stop that. Grew up with Super Nintendo and NES. I like my Switch. I'm glad I have one. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely the best buy of all the consoles this generation. But come on, guys. Super Nintendo.
I think...
I don't know. It would be tough between NES and Super Nintendo. Me, personally, choosing between those two.
I think that the Super Nintendo is the greatest console ever made.
It's pretty great.
Because I think it did more for gaming. Like when you think of what the jump from the Super Nintendo to the NES, from the NES, it's leap years compared. You certainly know what it was super, man. It was the Super Nintendo. Now the Switch, I'm going to tell you this right now. the Switch is there. It's right there. There are some
great.
phenomenal games. Like
And let's not sell the Wii short either. When that came out, it was a big deal. It just didn't have the staying power, really, games-wise.
too novel. Yes. Yeah, we talked about the Wii actually pretty extensively yesterday.
Craig likes to talk about his Wii.
Man, do I ever. Golly, it's the best.
HR.
He likes to say the word waggle.
Yep. Oh, there I am. Hi. We need to have a meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
That's better. Hello. Anyway.
Power play by Blabs.
RL Dog says, did you get to see the ending of Raw with the return of Uncle Howdy? If so, what was your opinion?
It's a coup, Blabs. You're subverting democracy.
Right. Anyway, I have not seen this. I don't know what this means. Raw. Is it?
I do.
This is Musclemania, WrestleMania,
No.
or something.
I saw this last night. So, Razor, did you see this? I saw the clip of this from.
I heard about it, but I don't watch Raw on account of wrestling is unwatchable.
So I saw the very end of this last night. I saw a clip of it, and that's how I consume most of my wrestling now is clips on YouTube. So
you and everyone else.
Yeah, I agree. So when Bray Wyatt died, so did that character. But he had been talking about Uncle Howdy for a long time, and they unveiled the Uncle Howdy character last night, and apparently it's his real life brother. But they had it was the full thing with the Firefly, all the Firefly Funhouse people like came into reality, and there's like a Firefly 5 or something. It looked pretty cool. And the crazy thing about it was it was at the very tail end of Raw. It was a one shot on what were they called? They're like the cameras that they held. It's a handheld camera, but it's on a stabilizer,
like
right?
a steady cam or something.
Yeah, it was like a steady cam shot that started outside on the ramp, went back behind stage, circled around, came back out, and it was really well done.
Like when Goldberg used to come out.
Kinda, except it wasn't as shaky, and it was considerably better. Now, and Chad Gable died. Like in it, they had Chad Gable like dead up against the wall. There's blood everywhere. It was crazy. So with that said, color me intrigued. I'll watch more highlights on YouTube when I see it.
My favorite thing about Bray Wyatt is that his dad was IRS.
Right.
Favorite thing in the Erwin R. Shyster was so underrated. He was so freaking great.
Yes. Good old IRS. Love that.
Yes.
Craig Rowe Jr. says, anyone notice all the buttons in the new games were mapped like an SNES controller? Switch 2 looks like it's going to be an SNES design. No, I didn't. That's interesting. I did not notice that. Craig, do me a favor. Send me a tweet with a screenshot of that. I'd really appreciate that so I can look at that. It's like Psycho Fantic came in and says, don't forget the Game Boy.
Oh, don't. Or GBA for that matter. Jeez. We saw quite a few GBA ports on the presentation today.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to those in a little bit for sure. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of like reaction stuff today on the show. So if you haven't seen the trailers for stuff, even if you have, stick around. You'll get our thoughts on it because I watched it live. Did a live stream about an hour ago with it, and but now that I've had a chance to really kind of think about it, like I have some more thoughts. So JM, thank you for the super chat. I'm not going to read that because it seems really harsh and stuff. Lance came in and says, Switch loses points for being an absolute remake machine. Granted, copying the homework of the smartest kids in class is smart in its own way. A lot of remakes. Yeah, it is a remake machine. But I do think that it has some, I don't know, there's some nice originals to it. You think of like Zelda and the new Zelda games and all the other remakes. Peter says, nobody messes with Adam Wee.
Yes.
Crazy T says, happy Tuesday, normal men. Thank you, Crazy T.
No. We have to wish Crazy T a happy birthday. It's a birthday today.
It's Crazy T's birthday.
Yeah.
Way to age.
Let's go. Hey, love that, Crazy T.
Happy birthday. Everyone spam happy birthday to Crazy T in the chat. She is our mod.
Happy 21st, Crazy T. Way to go.
Yeah, everybody's 21 now.
That's right. Tony, the Killer Bee says, Razy, you mentioned in your Ghost of Tsushima stream, you like some of what Atlas makes. What game specifically do you like?
Well, specifically what they publish, like some of the Guilty Gear stuff that they did, stuff like that. Like I tend to dig that stuff.
We'll get into Atlas as well. As
They published some Guilty Gear stuff, right? I didn't hallucinate that. Am I crazy? Anyways,
I don't know
whatever.
off the top of my head. I don't know.
Yeah, I could look it up, but I thought they had published some, and I love Guilty Gear. I really, really do.
Mercenary came in, says the Nintendo Direct disappointment is that there's no F-Zero was announced, but I 41, I'm happy for the Zelda game and Metroid. I bet Razor's happy with Donkey Kong Country. Ooh. And like Maximilian dude, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Punisher is in that collection. We'll get the physical. Yeah,
I have that on my arcade cabinet back there.
Yeah, it's funny. Yellow Flash DM me. He's like, I will kick your ass in all these games. I was like, he came in like really hot this morning.
That was dark.
Yeah, love it. Kratos says, I think people were also expecting HD Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, but those make more sense as launch titles for Switch 2. We'll get to that too. Thanks, Kratos. Gaming Newfie came in with a $20 direct donation. Says, I enjoyed the Nintendo Direct today, but do you know what would make them better if they stop constantly telling me what's going on in the gameplay trailers? I have eyes, Nintendo of America. I can figure it out. Jesus, it's so cringy. Godspeed. Thanks, Gaming Newfie. Appreciate it.
That is kind of true. It's like you can sort of already see, like that Zelda trailer, a little bit. It was kind of over-explainy.
Right. That is a very Nintendo thing to do, right? Wow. It's like, there's Razor, and he's talking about the Nintendo game.
It's sort of like the AI summary of the live chat.
Right. Yeah.
Have you seen those? They're utterly ridiculous.
Yes. I am the Icarus. Came in with the $5. Says, no Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Nintendo fail. All hail Sega. Good day. Thank you. I am the Icarus.
Good day.
The war between Nintendo and Sega is over and has been for, I don't know.
Nothing is over.
25 years or so. Hey,
we get to win this time.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Hey, Norm Joke came in with the 5. Let me see if I can read this off like Norm.
Oh, is this the Norm Joke?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, get your best Norm voice going. Hey.
I feel bad for the homeless guy, but I feel really bad for the homeless guy's dog because he must be thinking, man, this is the longest walk ever.
That's Dennis Miller's favorite Norm Macdonald joke.
That's great.
Every time they interviewed him, it's the best.
There's Craig and Razor, Norm Macdonald special win. Come on, guys. We did talk about that. We did. We should definitely do a Norm Macdonald special.
We really should.
Oh, that'd be great. And Gaming Newfie else came in and says, everyone was talking about the SNES, NES, and the Wii, and yet there's no love for the GameCube. Poor GameCube. I personally love the controller. Also, I misspelled constantly in my earlier Streamlabs donation. Sorry about that, Craig. See, that's why I couldn't say it. It's good. And Alec, thanks so much for picking up the American Pride shirt. He says, my Side Scrollers t-shirt collection grows. Thanks all for what you do. Craig and Blabs, keep crushing. Cheers. Will do. And Dan Katana says, just in time for Independence Day. Peace. Thank you so much for picking up that American Pride, the American Pride cap. All right. We got a lot to get to today. We see all your super chats, and we thoroughly encourage them because guess what? They support the show. They allow us to do this on a day-to-day basis. We will read every single one of them. As a matter of fact, we'll read them as we go through and we talk about each one of these trailers because we got a lot to talk about today. But before we get it to the all the news and everything, Blabs, fill us in on today in gaming history.
Alrighty, so today is June 18th. So Resident Evil Dead Aim was released in 2003, making it 21 years old.
What is that?
Resident Evil?
Dead Aim.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. Is that
it sounds like a light game, light gun game.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyway, Resident Evil, guys. Then there was Pokemon Conquest releasing in 2012, 12 years old today. And you have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is 5 years old, releasing back in 2019. Now, funny enough, I believe Mark the Cyborg actually gifted me Bloodstained. I just never played it, so
Yeah,
on my
it's
to-do
a
list.
pretty good Metroidvania. I thought it was older than that for some reason. I thought it'd come out in like 2016 or something for some bizarre reason. But yeah, I've got that too. I think I got it as a gift. I can't remember.
I have no son says yes. Resident Evil Dead Aim is my daddy. Anyway, so I guess people have played that game.
I mean, news to me. This is it right here. I didn't even know this game existed. But I thought it was gonna be like a light shooter or something. But
Yeah, me too.
that does not appear to be the case. So I don't know. Never even heard of this game before. All right.
Maybe that's gonna be on Craig's Plays channel soon.
No, it won't.
You know what I really need to stream is are you aware they were making a Daredevil video game in 2003 for the PS2 and it was
No.
basically done and then they canceled it when the movie bombed?
Huh. Really?
So apparently the ROM of it leaked recently, like a couple of months ago. So I really want to play that on like an emulator or something. But it's like a full-on PS2 game.
Man.
It's just a black screen for 7 hours. It's awesome.
right. You just running around. He goes, ow.
Yes.
Running in, ow, stop it, ow. My knee, ow. My ankle, my feet, my toes, ow.
Right. It's crazy when you get to the level where the thugs rearrange the furniture. It's a nightmare.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. All right, let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard news.
All right, right off the bat, we have some interesting sad news as Sir Ian McKellan has been taken to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Which is always scary after he fell off stage in a theater in London.
Oh my God. Was he fighting a Balrog at the time?
I hope not. I hope not. But yes, from obviously Lord of the Rings fame, Sir Ian McKellan.
X-Men?
And yes, and X-Men. Yes, of course. By the way, one of the best bromances in Hollywood history, Sir Ian McKellan and Patrick.
Yeah.
Yep. Those guys always get pictures together. They're like two bros. It's great. Sad day. We'll have to keep an eye on what happens here. But anytime anybody falls at that age, let alone this age, that's scary stuff. So, I guess prayers up for Sir Ian McKellan. Hopefully he didn't break any bones or anything. But see if you can do a little dig in there. See if you can find if there's any more information about any injuries potentially sustained, or if he, if he's going to make it. Because I know it sounds really dramatic, but like when old people fall, bad things happen. like you got.
Says here the NHS has assured us that he'll make a speedy and full recovery, and Ian is in good spirits.
Yeah.
Well, that's
right before he fell, he shouted, "Fly, you fools!"
Yeah, the stage was like, "You shall not pass." I guess.
Oh, dang.
Too soon.
Yeah, don't choke. That's rough.
Listen,
we know he's going to recover. Better. We can make the jokes now. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, we know he's okay. He's going to make a recovery. He doesn't say anything.
Watch he dies tomorrow.
Right.
Hope not. I like him. He's a great actor. But it doesn't really say anything. I mean, they're not going to be like, yeah, he punctured something, something like that. I'm pretty sure that'd be really private. But yeah, they say NHS team is assured speedy recovery. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's the NHS, so he's dead.
He'll be dead soon. That's very good. All right, let's move on. Another quick hit here. Did you guys see the Uncharted movie when it came out a couple years ago?
I did.
And what did you think of that, Blabs?
Well, here's the thing. I've never played the video games, so I'm one of those normies who just walked in there and I was like, well, this wasn't bad, but it wasn't super amazing either. Some of these things that they did just didn't make sense to me. I was just like... this can't happen. That's impossible.
Yeah, I
It was
think
eh.
I played that movie.
Yeah.
Right. And that's pretty much what Uncharted was. Uncharted, the entire series is essentially Indiana Jones. That's what it is. With heavy cutscenes, and it has some more memorable set pieces for sure. But they Mark Wahlberg was in Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 1, the movie. He plays Sully, which is a really weird casting choice, but it's Mark Wahlberg, and I like Mark Wahlberg. I don't think he's that bad. I think a lot of people like Mark Wahlberg. He's a likable guy, he does the comedy, he does the serious stuff. Anyways, Sony has announced Uncharted 2. By the way, Mark Wahlberg, seriously based, by the way. Do you know
Kind
that?
of, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, but also kind of in whoa, like what did you do in your former years, bro? You know about that stuff, right?
I mean, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, didn't he get arrested? Something about like harassing a gay dude. Some other stuff in the 90s. I mean, listen, it's always possible he turned his life around, but he's still,
I gotta be honest, right? Like if we're going to be upset at somebody for something they did in the 90s.
I don't know. I'm not upset about that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how incredibly based he is.
In the grand macrocosm of hip hop related crimes, I don't think talking down to a gay dude ranks very high.
Well, I don't remember.
This is the decade where like Tupac and Biggie were like exchanging hails of gunfire.
No. It was something serious. Look here, Demi says that he actually almost killed an Asian dude, but still
Really?
in the 90s. That's what I'm saying. Like it was something bad in the
Stepped on him?
90s. Now, obviously, people can totally turn around their lives and everything. And from what I've seen, I think Mark has done that. But I'm still like, I don't really like Hollywood.
Well,
that is fair enough. No. I've actually heard he's a bit of a douche.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, this is before. This is when he was making the movie Rockstar. I guess Ripper Owens kind of got that movie Rockstar is supposed to be about Ripper Owens and Judas Priest. I interviewed Ripper Owens. Yeah, Marky Mark, not the nicest guy apparently.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, never mind.
He's not at that time.
I like his movies. He's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But, well, the Uncharted 2 is Uncharted's getting a sequel. The movie is going to happen. So,
a 2-hour-long Uncharted cutscene that you can't skip.
That's right.
My own quiet corner of hell. Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be watching the second one. I mean, I didn't even see it in theaters. I haven't seen anything in theaters, but I saw it on Blu-ray, and I'm like, one and done. That's it. I don't need to rewatch this ever again.
Yeah. I don't. Question, chat. What are your thoughts on Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? No, Mark Wahlberg. Like, do you like him? Do you not like him? Because I don't know these things. I don't know this whole thing about this Asian guy in the 90s or whatever. And to be clear, right? Like when I say we're talking about things happening in the 90s, it's not, if he OJ'd somebody, okay.
The biggest crime I remember is he was one of those douchey late 90s, early 2000s guys who always somehow found a way to show his abs in everything.
Right.
He was one of those.
Listen, right? Mark Wahlberg is a good-looking dude. I am fine with that. Like, one of my favorite movies ever is The Italian Job from, 2004 or whatever, and he's the main guy.
That was like a whole genre of human being, though. Right? You remember? Just guys who would always find a way to lift up the shirt. Always.
It's fine.
God, I wanted to be
you
one
guys
of those
have your boobs and stuff. I
right?
want the abs. It's fine.
I wish I had those abs, man. Golly.
Why? You gotta wear a shirt.
In the fridge.
Yeah, like you gotta wear a shirt at some point. Norm Macdonald did a great bit about this. He's like, I don't even know what abs are. All I know is they were invented in the 80s.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't understand what they're about. Like, what do you just walk up to a lady and go, hey, you want to feel these bumps on my stomach?
Yeah, I do. Anyways, Uncharted 2 coming sooner than later, I guess. This is interesting. This actually was just announced over on X. The movie or the TV show Everybody Hates Chris. Remember that? It was a mid-2000s TV show. Everybody Hates Chris. I like that show. It was pretty fun. It was based off.
I want to rebrand it. Everybody Hates Craig.
No, it was Melanie. Didn't we have? I think
we
had.
did. We did make it to Melanie, but now I'm rebranding it to you. So.
Oh, well, that's true. Everybody does hate me, which is true. Oh, here we go. This is it. Melanie. So there you go. But yes, apparently everybody hates Chris is getting an animated. Oh, there it is. I didn't see animated before. An animated revival, which the animated part is like, all right. But Chris Rock, Terry Crews, and I don't know how to say her name, Tachina Arnold, will all return.
I thought we already
to China and beyond. I don't know. It's fine. I'm going to go now.
You're from the streets. How do you say that name?
I just did. To China and beyond. No, I think it's Tachina. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Tachina doll, yes.
Tachina. Will this animated remake go as well as the Napoleon Dynamite remake did?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Setting the world afire and shouting free Palestine all the while.
Oh, boy. Anybody care about that at all?
No.
Okay, sounds good.
Least of all the people in it.
All right.
No, I don't think it needed anything. I think it was fine the way it was.
Yeah, the whole thing was about Chris Rock, though. So what is like a young Will Smith going to walk up and slap him or something?
Yeah, right.
Just come out of nowhere.
Get
my wife's name out your animated mouth.
Exactly. But like given the fact they also brought back the Proud Family and they made it extremely like racist and everything, I don't want them to touch this. What if they make it like some racist shit?
Nah, Chris Rock won't let him do that.
I hope not. And Terry Crews is pretty good too.
Yeah, Chris Rock's never told a racist joke. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, as long as it's not like this whole agenda pushed in, has a message in it, it's just fun. And sure, why not? Be new generation with the original voices, I guess. But
Well, as always, I think most people will give it like an episode and they'll see what happens. But animated remakes of shows from 20 years ago, they don't traditionally do very well.
I just look at that cast and it's not very diverse. I don't know.
That's a good point. Good call.
Where's
you wonder if
the person? Where's the Mexican? You should replace Terry Crews with Ted Cruz. Have a Latino in there.
Wow. That'd be a very interesting dynamic on that show.
Yes. Starring the Zodiac Killer.
All right, let's go on over here. We look. It's been well established. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. Never have been. But Star Wars. It's been really interesting to watch the Acolyte and kind of the really. I mean, this is universal. How much people don't like this show, in particular, Episode 3. And I've watched all the recaps of this. Razor, have you watched the recaps of? Have you watched the Acolyte? Do you know anything about what's happening in that?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I checked out of Star Wars so long ago. My God.
Well, it's big for Star Wars fans, and Star Wars Theory
all
is the
5 remaining.
Yes,
Yeah.
the dozens who remain. Right. Star Wars Theory is the #1 Star Wars YouTuber on the platform with the most number of subscribers, and he had a video that went up that said the fans are finally uniting after the Acolyte. And this is just look at this. And it was a video that went up and it got the yellow dollar sign over on YouTube, which, by the way, literally every single video that goes up on the channel, gets the yellow dollar sign.
Oh yeah, that's the default state of my videos.
Yes.
Totally.
And then you have to go in for a manual review, and then like our live streams, every single stream gets it. When a video is uploaded, like most of them get the yellow chart. Then you gotta, like, the idea of timeliness is not a thing on our channel anymore. You know,
Yeah.
So
It'd be faster to just go out on the street and get a guy named Manuel to review it.
Manuel, can you come review this? Thanks, bro.
No speak English. No speak English.
And that is why
Habla español.
the last 30 seconds is why every show we have.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, YouTube.
YouTube expose. Stuttering Craig hires illegal alien.
It will?
Bribes him with bag of oranges.
Oh man. Well, anyways, he posted a video and it was very safe. No cuss words, no nothing. And sure enough, they went in and they manually reviewed it. And that's where we're at right now, as they are manually reviewing and limiting the reach of these videos that are going
confirmed.
against
It isn't. I get that all the time. All the time.
How, like, what percentage of your videos are like have to be manually reviewed?
I had to remove an entire series from YouTube and put it on a separate behind a paywall. I'm not big on paywalls, but I had to put it on a site that has a paywall because it's the only way that I could get it up there, because it was always getting dinged for being unsuitable for advertisers and copyright. And that was the DS9 show, which I've just gotten to the point where I've been able to fight some of them and upload some of them to YouTube. But yeah, it took forever.
Well, either way, I feel like he's going through what most people do who are going against whatever, going against the main narrative.
Yeah.
I was just saying narration. Anything against it is ironic, but it is ironic considering this is Star Wars. That's what you're gonna start censoring,
right?
How people, I mean, I'll be honest, like I've seen it, how like united the Star Wars fan base is. Really quick story. So the other day, Star Wars Instagram, which has like 17 million followers, whatever, spammed the shit out of their account. They posted like 8 or 9 posts about the Acolyte in one day. So that's a lot for Instagram. You don't run Instagram like you do Twitter. It's completely different. Maybe a post or 2 a day max. 8 or 9 spamming it about the Acolyte. All the comments were overwhelmingly negative. All of them. So people are hating this show, or they're just loving to hate, and they're just jumping on it, whichever case it is.
Right.
But yeah, they're not doing well. They're misspelling stuff. Like they're, dude, I don't know if you guys saw this for Father's Day. They tweeted out like that little clip of Empire Strikes Back, where Vader's like, "I'm your father." So the original line is, "Join me and I will complete your training." Disney Star Wars accidentally did the AI machine wrong, and it says, "Join me and I will compete your training." Like, what does Luke get it?
Yes.
So, like, this
You're gonna run the Iditarod. Yes.
This is where we're at, guys. It makes me laugh. I will compete your training. Track time. Ugh,
yes.
So it's just a big L at this point.
I mean, they do this when they have new projects come out, and it's not just Disney. WB. I remember when the Justice League movie came out, and I said something bad about it on Twitter, and all of a sudden all these accounts that all had the exact same Justice League wallpaper on the top of their Twitter page, the exact same one, and mild variants of the same profile photo, kept basically spamming with the same. They had hired a bot farm just to simp for the Justice League movie when it first came out. Warner Brothers had, and companies just do this now. They've caught on to the outrage marketing scam.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the bot farming thing, and shout out to Master TDS who has been big on the bot farming side of things. He had a couple of videos of his pulled down, or at least re-uploaded to Rumble, so we're trying to help him with getting those pulled from somebody stole them and uploaded them over there. But either way, yeah, man, it's the bot farming is insane and intense, and it's all about keeping it on brand, keeping it on narrative right here. All right, let's go ahead and move on before we get to the Nintendo Direct, which we're going to get to that in just a minute. Let's do a little skipping around here. We saw this from the Hijabi gamer. I think I'm saying that right. I met her. Hijabi, is that right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I met her on a
person.
Correct.
Hijabi. Jesus Christ.
Hijabi.
Do you know what a hijabi is?
Is that the scarf that you wear? Yeah.
It's just a hijab.
It's the scarf that you wear. What is it?
Yes. Okay. Well, this one's going hijabi, so you never know.
Hijabi.
He's probably like, "Hi, Jabby, how you doing today? Yo."
I'm over here speaking my Texan today.
Listen, he turns 43 and it all goes downhill, guys.
We got the cognitive decline. He's going to challenge us to a push-up contest. And
he's going to compete with Joe Biden soon. It's fine.
Yeah. Call us a dog-faced pony soldier.
Just walking around, start trying to shake.
You start
nothing.
sniffing Girl Scouts and the show is over.
If you know why he's all of a sudden squatting on stage in the next meetup, guys, you'll know what's happening.
Just for no reason.
What do you
All right.
mean? It's not normal to just pause in place mid squat before you take a seat at an event for a full minute?
You know, just shake feverishly with a vein sticking out of your forehead, trying to squeeze it out. Anyways, well, you know, like I said, it is Pride Month, and Hijabi Gamer, did I say that right? Labs? Okay, cool. Hijabi Gamer was talking about Warframe, the video game. Now, Warframe this past weekend, what was the one thing that happened this weekend, Razor? It was on Sunday. We had a big holiday for in the United States for those who have little ones. What is that called?
Father's Day.
Yes. So over the Father's Day weekend, it was pointed out that by Hijabi Gamer that Warframe was really big on the Pride here, and they dropped this here over on this side of things. She just said, you know, Father's Day is this weekend. Why not Father's Day? Why is it the only diversity you care about is LGBTQ? Why is it you highlight LGBTQ streamers? Why not fathers, veterans, mothers? Just people in general. Nobody cares. You don't celebrate anyone but LGBTQ, right? So what's the natural response to this here? Naturally, it's to get blocked by Warframe, which is very
wow. They are all in. My goodness, look at that.
Yes,
that is taste the rainbow there.
The rainbow is very tasteful to these folks.
Taste the rainbow, block the rainbow.
They're blocking good. So there we are. That's what you get for just simply questioning what's happening here, and everything associated with Warframe. I mean, what a vanilla question. It's like,
I know,
just like, hey, why not highlight fathers for Father's Day? Why not veterans? You know, like, and that's what you get. You get blocked for questioning the narrative. And
call it to Father's Day. We'll just compromise.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Oh my God. All right. So rest in peace there, Warframe and Hijabi Gamer for questioning the narrative here. All right, let's move on to Nintendo here. And we got one quick hit before we get to the direct. This was from Grums. If you recall, there was a lot of hubbub not too long ago about some job listings, specifically having the some DEI language in the job listings. And there's been kind of going back and forth on some of this. There's been, I need to confirm this, but the general idea is that they have gone in and they have removed the DEI related language from these job postings. This was it initially. It says maintains awareness and culturalization and DEI related topics, identifying issues and prospering solutions as needed. And this apparently is what the job posting has been updated to, removing that right there. Maintains awareness of culturalization topics, may identify issues, propose solutions as needed.
They just removed the buzzword, you know, they removed DEI because that's a hot button term.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Right. And that doesn't mean it won't necessarily rear its ugly head later on.
Yeah. It just went Romulan. It's cloaked.
Yes. So I guess we'll kind of see. I mean, like,
what is that localization for? What company?
Nintendo of America.
Nintendo of America. Wow.
Yes.
Well, you know, I had heard some pretty terrible local. Didn't they just decide that a long-running character was trans for no apparent reason?
That was in the 1,000-Year Door remake, where there was the whole thing it's very blurry, right? The whole idea of the original character wasn't like what happened was, you know, in Japanese culture, there's various levels of like feminization. There's like femboys, and there's like, and really it's males who like to dress with feminine characteristics. But in the West, it's like, well, they're trans, right? And that's and the original character was in this group of like males with feminine characteristics that, like, you know, and so when they brought it over to the West, they're like, oh yeah, she's definitely trans, right? And that's what the trans activist you know, really spraying on. It's like, oh, she's trans now, you know, and that was the whole idea. So I don't think there's actually been like official confirmation as to like, and once again, we're talking about a ghost character, a character that's a ghost in a video game.
You're trans alive, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, as Vivian is a femme dude, right? So, anyways, it's like the idea that we have to like ask Nintendo the sexuality of a ghost character in a fictional ghost character in a Mario video game.
It's important to know where he parks his ghost genitals.
That's right. It's very important.
For the procreation he can't do.
Anyways, so there we are. That is a thing that happened, and I guess we'll kind of see. We'll stay on the pulse of Nintendo. Like, okay, I'm not even going to go with the next statement I was going to say because it would have been insensitive and probably got us flagged.
You've got enough yellow monetization symbols in your future.
Yes, 100%. Well, hopefully this won't get us demonetized. And that's talking about the Nintendo Direct. Now, last week we had a leak for the Nintendo Direct. It was all these wonderful things that were going to happen. Number one, they said it was going to happen on the 19th. And this was announced yesterday. And when we talked about it last week, we said, hey, if they announce on Monday that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on the 19th, there may be something to this. Well, yesterday on Monday, they announced that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct on the 18th. And we're like, oh, interesting. So here was the list of things that were leaked on this. And, leaks are always interesting. But if you go down here and you look at some of these things, I would say they got it right without getting it right. At least some of these things. The idea of a new Zelda game, a new Mario Party game. This epic Mickey Blabs was like really excited for that. That wasn't a part of it.
I know that wasn't part of it.
But the Dragon Quest 3 HD2 remake, that was interesting. The
Luigi's Mansion was there.
And then of course Metroid Prime 4.
That was the big show stealer. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I don't think was there, nor was Epic Mickey, unfortunately.
No.
Neither was Professor Layton, right? I don't think I remember seeing any of that. I might have missed it because I was multitasking.
And Ace Attorney's not on here,
right?
Nor the Marvel Capcom collection thing.
Funko Fusion, that actually looks fun.
Yeah, but the idea here is that these aren't necessarily, they're not right, but they're not wrong, right? Like
some of the stuff is dead on, but most of the stuff they're right about on here, if you look at it, it's like stuff that everyone's been guessing is going to be at a Nintendo Direct rather for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, right. But it is always fun to like look at these things and say like, oh, that's cool. And the idea behind leaks is they just get you excited. They got me excited for it. And when they announced it, you go, oh, that's pretty cool. But I figured we kind of take a look at some of these trailers here and go down the list and react to them. And I'll tell you, let's go and start with the new Mario Party that's coming out, which it has a 20-player like multiplayer online mode, which is the first I've seen with a Mario Party. Mario Party Online is really exciting. Razor, do you like Mario Party games?
I've never really played them.
Tell you, they're like crack, man. Like I played a lot of Mario Party in my day, and I got into it late. But when you play Mario Party, it gets vicious, and it gets vicious quick. And that's the beauty of Mario Party.
It ends friendships like Scrabble and Uno.
Okay, so
to be fair, so does Mario Kart, honestly, a little bit.
Yes.
Right. Mario Kart does happen a lot faster. Like Mario Party, there you play the long game with Mario Party.
Strategy.
Yeah.
And there is
instead of just being mad at your friends, you're like slowly laying the groundwork for ending the relationship and association entirely.
Right.
Marriages will be shattered.
It's funny you say that because back at Screw Attack, they did this Mario Party Saturday, and one of the things that with the tagline for it was "check your friendships at the door." Right. The idea of like, look, it's something bad's going to happen here in the next 2 to 3 hours, so just deal with it, right? But let's go look at the trailer for this new Mario Party game and get our thoughts on this. And by the way, at any point, just tell us to stop.
No.
And why are you muting? That's okay. There we go. Is this a me thing?
This is a you thing. You're just
All right,
special
hold on.
ed.
Labs, you're gonna need to edit this
Yeah.
when this goes up on. do a little slicing here. Thank you. I don't know what, like, I think this has to do with the X video player. It's not exactly user friendly.
Awful. I don't know how he expects to do live streaming and things like that, like increase live streaming when you can't play videos.
It's very basic when it comes to like the just scrubbing through on X. The player is not, it doesn't allow for scrubbing, which is so silly. Let's see if I can pull this up now. This is Mario Party Jamboree.
Okay.
Check this out.
The latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort. Get ready to jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party mini games yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree. First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars.
With most Mario Party games, like the boards are such a huge part of the game itself. The distractions, the different things that can happen on it. Do the boards flip? Do they, how you get the stars? Because the idea of Mario Party is you try to get as many stars as you can by traversing the board, and so the boards themselves are very big. And if I recall, Mario Party Superstars, I think only had like 3 or 4 boards on it, and there was a lot of talk about that game needed DLC. They needed to add more boards to it, and they never got added. It was just kind of like a one and done game. And some people say like this is where the boards for that game went in this new Mario Party game. So
take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria.
A
Use
shopping
in-game
mall.
coins to get a star at half price when they're on
Survive
flash
the
sale.
mass shooting
But act
mode.
fast.
oh no.
Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway
Hey,
with the new Turbo Dice Item.
with the new deadly Gary Busey mode.
Lucky Roll. Here on
This is actually, they said that you can go up to 40 spaces. Usually like a good roll, best roll is like 10, and you can get a double up, which will take you like 20. But going 40 spaces on a board allows you to traverse the entire board. I mean, you can see there's probably, I don't know, maybe 60 spaces in this whole board right here, which I know I'm kind of nerding out about this, but I'm actually excited for this game for sure.
on Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and flow of the tide can change your path. And things really get mixed up when the volcano blows its top. Along with 5 new game boards, 2 boards from previous Mario Party games make their return. Some mini games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. And some are controlled by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers.
Oh, we're not just
This
going
goes back to
spin
motion
the
controls.
freaking joystick around until we get tendonitis.
Right.
Mario Party.
This is one of those-
I never played Mario Party, but my friends did, and that was infamous. Like you just get arthritis.
Well, or the trick was with the 64 game was to put it on your palm here and to turn your palm
Right.
quick. Right. But the motion controlled games, these are always the worst. And there's I think there's 110 different mini games in here. So probably 70 of them are going to suck. And
Somebody in the chat called it the Mario Party stigmata.
yes, bingo. Oh, that's right. That's right. This is Mario Party. Spin the joystick till it bleeds. That's right.
Yes.
Those who know for sure. Let's continue.
With over 110 mini games, there's a wide variety to enjoy. Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online
This is
in the
interesting.
Coupathlon mode.
Yeah.
Compete against your rivals and aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top. Wait, there are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway. when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
Were they being squished by giant eggplants?
Yeah, they were cutting them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
There were indeed
Or
giant
new
eggplants
modes.
coming down. Let's see.
The big
There it is. They're
See?
slicing the potatoes.
I just want to point out the mode before that, where like they're running and they're falling to lava, just reminds me of Fall Guys.
Yeah, there's a I guess kind of an element to that. Well, I mean, Fall Guys is like Mario Party without all the strategy, right? That's pretty much what it is. But I don't know. I'm excited for this. I love Mario Party. I think this is a great couch co-op game. I think Nintendo like is the last bastion of couch co-op.
Kind of, yeah.
And you know, the fact that they're still making couch co-op with the ability to play online. I think you lose a lot when you play a game like Mario Party online. But if you can get together with people on a couch, chaos reigns every time. And if you take it seriously, like people get pissed. Razor, as somebody who has never really played Mario Party, does this trigger your fancy at all?
For a party game or something, I mean, whatever. Those, from what I understand, Mario Party was one of those things that you know, at a birthday party or whatever, you would play a lot with your friends, or one of those sleepovers back in the day. You know what I mean?
Blaz, what about you?
I'm interested in this game. I've only ever played at the Mario Party. I think it was 8 on the Wii back in the day at a friend's place, and it was basically like couch co-op then. But I don't know, if I have friends who have this game, then I will play this game. Otherwise, I don't see myself playing it by myself.
Well, it's not meant to be a game that you play by yourself, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if I have friends who will go and get the game, then yeah, I'll get it too. Otherwise, I don't really see the point for me.
Right.
I'd rather just go play Fall Guys.
Yeah, right. Fall Guys is the Mario Party minigame alternative. Just moves a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good stuff. Let's move on to our next game here. But first, Ian came in with 10 gifted memberships. Yay, Ian, thank you so much. That is spectacular. If you guys got gifted a membership, make sure you guys say thanks. And thanks to Ian first and foremost, and consider paying it forward.
He's got his glasses on today.
I know. We were talking about that before the show. Mine are in the minivan.
Yeah, the minivan.
Listen, we'll have the minivan conversation, but not right now in the middle of Nintendo time.
No,
right?
I know, but Razor has to be here for that one.
That's right. True. Maybe next Tuesday.
I'll write it down. Minivan discussion.
The minivan discussion.
Did he just say, "See you next Tuesday" to Blabs? Really?
Yeah, I did. So get out of here. See you next
For
Tuesday.
shame.
See you next Tuesday, Craig.
For shame.
You togaff.
Wow. Razor, what color are we going with today, bud?
Let's go green.
Green it is. Sounds good. Ian, thank you very much for your support. Genuinely appreciate that, as always. Let's go. Love that. Look at this. Shani Lee came in with the 1. That's awesome. And Miku says, will there be a Scuttlebug Jamboree? Thank you very much, Miku. And Lance says, I thought a Jamboree involves singing and dancing bears. No, it's only at Disney World, Lance.
Yeah.
Only at Disney World. And not for long as well. It's Stay at Home Hippo. Blabs, if you don't mind reading that really quick while I get Ian on the wall.
Stay at Home Hippo says, used to be Hozu. So disappointed I'm not getting F-Zero game. We need a futuristic heavy metal racing game and did not find a reason for F-Zero 99.
Yeah. It's odd. Why would they release that F-Zero game out of nowhere if they weren't planning a new one? Of course, who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe it'll just take a while. Right. I mean, apparently Metroid Prime 4 was in development for a while, and it took until now for us to find out about it. So
7 years. Yeah. 7 years. Yeah. Crazy. Kratos says motion controls used to be very buggy, but now they're much better and my preferred way to aim with a controller. It's also the only way to play at a competitive level at the Splatoon series. Really? That's crazy. Motion controls is the only way to play at the competitive level in Splatoon. Wow, that's pretty crazy. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Talking about competitive, man. Listen, I don't know how you feel about this Nintendo World Championships thing that's coming. It's this is kind of a new coat of paint on an old idea, and they're really laying into the nostalgia of the Nintendo World Championships attached. Number one, Razor, do you have any nostalgia for the Nintendo World Championships?
Don't know anything about it.
Okay. So a little background here. The Nintendo World Championships happened in 1990. It was like the first big Nintendo championships. And this guy named Thor Ackerland was in our age group. He's like thought of as the number one Nintendo player from that time period. Yeah. And the idea was there was 3 games to play. There was the original Mario Party. The original Super Mario Brothers. Then it was Rad Racer. And then you finished up on Tetris. And it was all on one cart. And those cartridges are still around today, and they go for tens of thousands of dollars because they're ultra rare, right? So Nintendo branded this mini game collection as the Nintendo World Championships, and that is what we're seeing here. And this is a game that's coming out later this year. So let's check this out.
Bring the championships home or on the go. The thrill of the Nintendo World Championships is heading to the Nintendo Switch system. Take on over 150 speedrunning challenges from across 13 NES games, from lightning-fast beats to action-packed battles.
This is streamer fodder. That's what this is. This is going to be... There's going to be Twitch streamers who do nothing but this. I
agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Craig is going to be one of them.
I will listen 100%. This is super fun for me. And as pointed out in the chat, this is more like a just play NES Remix. So NES Remix came out for the Wii U, and that's more or less what this is. This is an NES Remix and NES Remix 2 repackaging, just without the remix elements of those games. Because what they do with the remix elements was they'd have little challenges like this with additional like perks or elements that to quote unquote remix the games. I don't think those remix elements are in this at all. This is just strictly, hey, do this objective, and it has a difficulty associated with it, and the timer and all this stuff. So I agree with you, Razor. I think this will be big for like your retro streamers for sure, who can get the highest score, and they will ultimately populate the top of the leaderboards. So,
especially speed runners, big time.
Yeah. And by the way, I am a sucker for nostalgia. I do already have this game pre-ordered, and I will be playing it the first day it's released. So, nice. Because I am a sucker. Here we go.
Familiarize yourself with each challenge and perfect your timing. Then give it your best shot and aim for the top of the online leaderboards. You can also try more difficult legend challenges, like completing Super Mario Brothers in one go using warp pipes.
Okay, what just happened is interesting because you notice he got hit back here and then it rewound. Don't tell me you have to do it in one go if there's going to be a rewind feature.
Yeah,
because that doesn't make any sense, right?
I don't know what that means. So they're going to have a rewind button.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But
I hope on higher difficulties that isn't an option.
Well, I think there's only one difficulty on this. You would think that there's only one difficulty, right? You can't really. I guess you could add characters to the original game.
Like at that point, why not just use emulators for Christ's sake? Use your save states.
Yeah, well, that's more or less what this
is.
Like
a video game journalist.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. As Basement Band says, it would affect your time. This is true.
Everything's got to have an easy mode. Jesus Christ.
1,000.
Blabs, you're a woman. Tell the audience about living life on easy mode.
I don't know. You would do it best.
Wow. Let's see what else this has to offer here. Yeah, we'll blab them around. There you go.
Like completing Super Mario Brothers in one go using warp pipes. Stuck on a legend challenge? Check out classified information for handy tips and tricks to help you improve.
And this is strictly a play for the nostalgia aspect, straight from Nintendo Power. Classified information is literally from Nintendo Power back in the day. This game is like, I am the target demographic for this game. Me. And probably a lot of people watching this show. So, but that's a nice little nod to the past right there with tips and tricks. So, it also gives you Blabs. If and when we ever play Blabs versus Super Mario Brothers, here it is right here. This is the path on 8-4. Just so you know.
Am I supposed to memorize this in advance?
Yep. Go.
There'll be a
Your
test.
skills to the test.
right.
Quiz on Monday. Be prepared.
Yes.
And here we go. This is interesting. Like kind of like a battle royale version of this. I was not expecting this aspect of it. And play. There we go.
In survival mode, where you'll race against ghost data of players worldwide. After each round, half of the players will be eliminated. You've only got one shot to survive. Will you be the last one standing? Nintendo World Championships NES Edition.
All right, and so there you go. So, by the way, that's when it comes to the last battle royale mode. This right here, this is all against ghost data. It's not against people in real time. So, you just something to keep in mind. Razor, any interest in the Nintendo World Championship NES Edition mode?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not a speed runner. No, seriously. I mean, I love all those games. But I don't like competitive versions of those games. Didn't they release some of those already on like Switch on the NES? What is it? The Virtual Console and stuff. Like championship versions of these games. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. The Switch Online and expansion mode. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that has like a rewind feature and everything associated, but it doesn't have the online leaderboard aspect of it. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and I've already pre-ordered it. I know.
The question is, does the ghost data, or is it trans? Is that
that's excellent point, Razor? That's a good point.
It's a female ghost data transitioning into a male ghost data.
That's right. It's and that's the thing is in Japan it was just feminine, but here in the States now it's straight up trans. Okay, now speaking of the Switch Online mode, there were some games that were announced that were released literally today after the Nintendo Direct, which was fun and exciting to see. Let's go check out what these games were and see what your thoughts on this were, Razor.
More classic titles are on the way.
By the way, Razor, do you have the expansion online?
Play Link's
I do.
16-bit adventure.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it's like $60 a year or something like that. It's not that bad, I don't think. So
no, it's not too
bad. Yeah. All right. So here we go. This is the games release. This is the GBA version of Link to the Past, but with 4 swords. You ever play 4 Swords, Razor?
Never. I remember it being advertised on TV back in the day and being like, what is this? There's 4 of them? But I never actually played it.
So if I recall correctly, and I think I do, you had to play with a cable to connect your 4 Game Boys together. And now with this version, you can play online, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, here we go. Let's check this out. If it works. Thank you, Elon.
I did send you in the private chat the YouTube channel with all the videos.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, that maybe that'll work. We'll see. Get them all ready to go. Thanks, Blabs. All right.
I did that like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, thanks, Blabs. Why don't you brag about it?
I mean, I'm literally trying to help you, and you're just ignoring my DMs in the private chat, so I can't help you.
I'm not looking at the DMs, Blabs. All right, I'm over here trying to host a show, Blabs. All right.
Oh, all right, cool, bruv.
Cool, bro.
Way to be helpful, Blabs.
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to host.
Way to do a great job being producer, Blabs. It's ridiculous.
Thanks, Blabs.
I don't even know where I'm looking here. Where are you? See.
Earth. How about you?
What?
You said, where are you? I said Earth. How about you?
Oh my god.
Hey, Blab, I got a problem here. Is that there's no trailer for this one on the Nintendo.
No words on it.
Trailers for everything. Literally everything.
There's not for that one.
What's it called?
I'm pulling it up right now on X. All right.
What's it called?
It's it's not really called anything. It's just the games that were released on the Nintendo Switch Direct. Anyways, I'll get it, Blabs. It's okay. Everything was great.
It was there.
I know. It was great.
Memories in Orbit. Is that? No, that's not it.
Why do I feel like Craig is going to have like a Bill O'Reilly freak out any minute now?
We're doing it live. Here we go.
Do it live.
All right.
What does it mean to play us out? What does that mean?
Here, we'll pull up the YouTube ones in a second. But now let's check it out. Let's see what happens here. Let's check out these games.
More classic titles are on the way. Play Link's classic 16-bit adventure and team up online to explore randomized dungeons in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past 4 Swords. Experience the remake of Samus's first adventure in Metroid Zero Mission.
Did you play Zero Mission at all, Razor?
No, I never played it.
Oh, this is a really good GBA game. Really good. And it's as said, the very first, like the origin story of Metroid. So if you're a big Metroid fan, definitely worth checking out. It's 3-4 hours long, something like that. It doesn't take too long to beat, but it's fun, super fun. Great.
Plus, coming to the new Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online Mature 17 Plus collection of games.
Mature 17.
Mature 17 plus.
Brave the dangerous lost.
I think Turok, by the way, will be like when we go back and we look at Turok here, it has not aged very well, just from a technical perspective.
In this, my question is this the N64 port, or because this game was remade and everything and remastered, and it's available on like Steam and all other platforms too? Is this just going to be the N64 port? Is what I wonder.
I would imagine it will be the N64 port. I would imagine.
Yeah, because the remaster's good. They kind of made some quality of life improvements. It's a lot easier to play.
Yeah.
If you remember early on in like the N64's lifespan, they couldn't like settle on first-person shooter controls on the N64 controller. So you got all these weird kind of control schemes, like hold down R to aim and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Turok was definitely on the bleeding edge of that.
Yes. Turok, when it came out, was huge.
Oh,
Turok was a massive franchise for the N64. Yeah. I believe they made 3 on the N64, and as pointed out, like the draw distance in the game was very poor back. I mean, everything was foggy, you know.
Oh, dude, it was like glaucoma vision,
right? But
coming soon to Craig near you.
It's pretty much how I see every day, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
it's almost a homey feeling, if you will.
Yeah.
But then we have this final game announced, which is Perfect.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Perfect Dark.
We're getting an actual Perfect Dark game after the fake one that was just announced.
Right. Which, of course, this is a tie-in to the new Perfect Dark being announced.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Now, that is definitely the N64 version. There is a remaster that's on Xbox that's really good, by the way. Really, really good remake.
I'll be interested to see if they make any quality of life improvements from a controller perspective.
If they just don't change her face like they did with the new one, they'll be way ahead of the game. Like, I don't know who that other Joanna Dark is, but I know she wants to speak to my manager.
That's right. I think it's actually just Joe Dark.
Right. She's gone from Joanna to Joe.
But these are 4 pretty big bangers, you know? Like, you couple this with the 5 Mega Man Game Boy games they just released like last week. These are really there's a really good collection of Switch Online games that they're releasing. So Perfect Dark and Turok and Zero Mission and 4 Swords. I'm very anxious to try 4 Swords online against people.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to wrap this crap up so I can go play it.
We're done. All right, let's go to another one. I know you're pretty excited for this one. I want to pull this one up on YouTube. I saw your tweet about this one, and this was a surprise. And this is 30 years in the making. People don't realize it's been 30 years since the original Donkey Kong Country was released, and we are getting a remake, not of the original Donkey Kong Country, but of Donkey Kong Country Returns. That was for the Switch back in the day. Did you play this game?
I did, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have it, and I have Tropical Freeze on the Switch. Anytime there's a Donkey Kong game. As the one thing, wouldn't it be a hilarious troll if this was played with the bongo controller?
you know, boom, 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 boom.
Like just
Dude,
absolute
how
troll
fun
move.
would that be, though? I need to be a good exercise.
Right.
Labs, you're
And
part
do
of
a
the
new and do a new advertisement with a bunch of like pop punk bands like they did in the early 2000s. Remember that crap with Donkey Konga? Blink
Dude, I would
182.
still be there.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'd be
Oh.
yeah.
Those
All
are
right.
the only Donkey Kong games I've never played, but every other one I always buy Donkey Kong.
Well, this is a game that was released on the Wii and the 3DS. It got a remake on the 3DS with like additional levels to it. And now this Switch port is going to see all of it. So let's go check this out and see. At first glance, when I saw this the first time, I actually not super impressed with the graphics, and maybe I'm off on this. It doesn't look, it looks fine, you know, but I think I just need to have like a side-by-side comparison to truly be impressed by it. But this game is spectacular, like at its core. This is one of the very few games that I remember playing and just sitting on the couch. And when I died, I felt like it was my fault instead of the game's fault, you know?
It's a hard game. So is I think Tropical Freeze is even harder.
I'm glad this is getting an HD remake. I really am. This had a lot of really fun elements to it. And if you were to go back and play, like even that jump was a pretty tough jump.
Brutal.
But this is Blabs. This would be. I think this game is a little too advanced for Blabs.
Wow. Wow. I'll have you know I have a 5-star park in Jurassic World, so.
Oh,
whoa.
good for you. This
Good
is
for
Donkey Kong.
you.
80 levels available, including the ones from the 3DS, which is fun. I'm excited for this. Now, I was hoping, by the way, early 2025. There you go.
I'm hoping there'll be, I assume this will be released physically because I've already got Tropical Freeze. It'd be great to have that next to it in my collection.
Man, that'd be great. I was selfishly hoping for like an HD remake of the first Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
If they were,
or do like a trilogy.
yes, I 100% agree. And people talk. I recently played through those on the Side Strollers Plays channel, and people were like, this game looks great, and it does. But when you play it on an HD TV, you got to remember these games were played on TVs that were 480p, right?
Yeah.
These are 360, and they were not built to be seen in this high resolution. So when you play games that were from 30 years ago and they're upscaled, you can really very much see the pixelation in it. So if you were to take that and build it in this type of game, I think it'd be spectacular.
Ironic because now like new indie games go for the pixelation, right? Like half the new indie games look like Japanese porn, just pixelation everywhere.
Right. Just all over the place. But I'm excited for this one. I think this, coming out early 2025. I mean, as you said, I'll certainly be picking this up as well. And
Did you pre-order?
Not yet. But
I'm surprised you didn't pre-order everything in one shot.
Just go down the line, spend $500.
Add to cart, add to cart, add to cart.
I didn't see anything.
An add to cart button.
Well, with Razer, as Razer said, if there's a physical version of it, yeah, I'm into it. I like the idea of the version. So anyways,
weren't you trying to sell off some of your collection when we first started, like over a year ago? You've changed your mind, right?
I thought about it. Yeah, I did. I changed my mind on it. Yeah, cool. I did think about it. I thought about it long and hard. But I do have Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 in box, which is pretty cool. I like having those boxes and the physical aspect of it.
He likes boxes.
I do. Who doesn't, man? Physical games over digital all day, every day. I think the fun thing about Donkey Kong Country though is that both my daughters love Donkey Kong Country.
Dude. It was the only thing any of my female relatives would play. It was the only video game they would play. It's just everyone digs it. It's just fun.
You're right. It's fun. It's cute. And I still say, like, when you go back to the original trilogy, Donkey Kong Country 1, I think, is best for nostalgia reasons. Yeah. I like a lot of people say 2's the best. I think 2's the third best of the original trilogy. I like Donkey Kong Country 1. 3 and then 2, having played all of them almost to completion. I haven't got 2.
One is a masterpiece. I love 1 from beginning to end. It's just so good. 2 improved some things about the level design, but it was a little weird in places. It was a little uneven. But I really, really did like 3, even though they copy Michael Jackson music. They just steal Michael Jackson music.
Right. Well, speaking of like going back to this Donkey Kong game, I'm actually as I think about it, one of the things about the original Wii game was you you played it like an old school NES game. That's how you turn the Wii. It wasn't, you're not pointing it at the screen. You actually turned your controller, which was cool, but you'd shake the controller to like pound on the ground. And it was like, I'll be interested to see like if it's just a button press or they want you to shake your Switch again.
I forget how you do it in Tropical Freeze. I bet you it'll have the same controls as that. And the thing about Tropical Freeze on Switch is they have more than one control mode too for that. So it changes it up.
Well, we'll see what happens. January 16th, 2025. Mark your calendars, kiddos. We're just 6 short months away from Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Let's go to our next one, which was kind of a surprise. Not many people saw this one coming. This was cool to see. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection for the Switch. Razor, were you a big MVC guy?
I liked some of the Marvel games. Marvel Capcom, I never was the biggest fan of, but I liked the first game in that series, which was X-Men Children of the Atom. I have the arcade machine of that, actually. And X-Men versus Street Fighter, I really, really dug. And a game that's being thrown in here, basically for no other reason than Capcom also made it, is The Punisher, which is one of the best beat-em-ups they ever made. Yeah, I'll be getting this. Okay,
well, I think this is a really cool collection. But the idea that it's on the Switch, it's like, all right, like I don't think that, maybe I'm wrong, but my gut tells me that I don't think that the fighting game community is massive on the Nintendo Switch. That's just my gut. But I love these collections. I thought it was really interesting to see, like, if you recall, if you go back to before Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was released, the big talk was that was never going to happen because of licensing. And the idea of MVC 2 being available on like Xbox Live, it was like, there's licensing won't allow that to happen. There's too many characters associated with this. So when I saw MVC 2 on this, I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. With the amount of characters and everything associated with that, now owned by...
I'm sorry, I'm just blown away by the idea of Rogue with actual female anatomy.
I know, shocking.
Instead of X-Men 97 gimped physique, yeah.
But and this is a longer trailer than we saw on the Nintendo Direct. But it has MVC 1, which was really good. MVC 2, which is just an absolute classic for sure. Did you play? You said you didn't really play a whole lot of MVC 2. But
I've played it. I mean, I don't want to say I've never played it. I've actually played it quite a bit. It's just not like my absolute favorite. I did enjoy it. It's just, like not my total favorite. Marvel versus Capcom in general, there's a lot of just crap flying around on screen. Like there's just a lot. Yeah. And I never, for whatever, it was just not my style of fighting game. I liked slower, slightly more tactical, like Street Fighter, Samurai Showdown. I've always liked that kind of fighting game more.
Sure. And you're right. When it comes to like MVC 2 in particular, this is going to be huge, by the way. This training sequence for MVC 2 is going to be massive. But when it comes to MVC 2 in particular, like you'd go and watch the top fighters at like Evo. And really what it was it would come down to one person making a mistake, and then somebody would get into like an infinite combo. And that's what MVC 2 was.
Yeah, it's Juggle Central, basically.
Yeah, right. I really like the idea that there is like a museum of artwork and music and everything. I love when these collections do that. I think that's really, really cool.
Me too. Again, there's still some fighting games that man, need to be released, especially Capcom stuff. The big one that I don't know why it's not on PC, it's not anywhere, you can't play it on any of the Xbox consoles, even if you bought it previously, is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. They remastered the best Street Fighter game in HD. Udon Comics, the guys who did the Street Fighter comics, redrew the sprites by hand in high def. And it's an incredible game. It's like a competition perfect version of Super Turbo. And it's never been re-released. It's just in the wind somewhere. They haven't ported it to anything. That one drives me nuts. That should be re-released.
Yeah, man. Well, we're there, man. Like with I saw like Maximilian, dude. He's like the big fighting game streamer over on Twitch, streams to like tens of thousands of people. He was shocked that this was announced. Just this collection of games, which, by the way, as you said, you have it playing behind you. Does it have? It does not have MVC2 on it, but does it? The game you have behind you, Razor?
Oh no, it has Marvel it has Marvel Superheroes, I think, on it, and Punisher and X-Men Children of the Atom.
Okay.
And you know what? Looking at the game list, I'm almost positive whatever licensing deal they cut with 1UP arcade cabinets, you know, the guys who have been re-releasing all these old Capcom beat-em-ups and Marvel licensed Capcom stuff, I bet you that played a role in why they were able to get this huge collection together. Because there's probably less red tape involved now.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does make sense. Well, I think it's exciting to see. And like I said, I don't know if the Switch is the biggest outlet for fighting game fans, but I think the idea of maybe them putting it on there was people to go out and buy the Switch, obviously. But I don't know. I think most fighting game fans will probably wait till it's released on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox or Steam, which I'm sure it will in time. So, and it is coming out this year. So, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics coming soon to your Switch. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to this next game. Let's talk. I'm curious. Did you play Dragon Quest back in the day? Are you a Dragon Quest guy?
Here and there.
Okay, we'll skip that one. We'll skip that one. But I
No,
thought it was
no
interesting.
need to. I mean, Dragon Quest, I played it a little bit. My big takeaway from the Dragon Quest presentation was, why did nobody tell me the creator of Dragon Quest is basically Japanese Harry Potter?
Dude, okay. Can we talk about his hair for a second?
Did you see this man?
Yes. Wow, did you see the creator? Let's see if I can find it.
You're a wizard, Kenji.
Wasn't he the one sitting in the chair?
Yes.
Was that the guy you're talking about? I didn't think of him as Harry Potter, I'll be honest.
Look at this man.
He just looked like he had a mushroom top for hair.
He looked wonderful. Let me see if I can find it.
It's a delightful cherubic Japanese creature.
That's right. Let's see what we got here. I know it's around here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, they have timestamps and everything on this. This is good. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is him, Blabs. Check it out. Look at how nice this young man is here, holding this slime.
Look at him. He's on his way to the Japanese Quidditch match.
How do you see Harry Potter there? I just see
He's so lovely.
I want to point out that they just put timestamps in because I went and checked that video like 10 minutes ago. I was like, this would be helpful for Craig. No timestamps. They just did that.
Yes. Well, I do think it's cool that they're releasing them in chronological order, although it is very unstable that Dragon Quest 3 is technically number 1 in the order. They're releasing Dragon Quest 3 and then 1 and 2 afterwards because that's the chronological order. Very odd to explain that to somebody. Like, you got to go back and play 3 first, then play 1 and 2 because number 1 is technically the second, and number 2 is technically the third. Like, it's always just so confusing when it comes to these things. So, but Dragon Warrior, as I played it back in the day, I got that for free as part of my subscription to Nintendo Power.
Not to brag.
Well, look, do you know the history behind Dragon Quest in the United States? Do you know the history behind it?
I mean, a lot of them weren't. I don't remember them being a big presence when I was growing up, like in game stores or anything. It was later on that we started to hear about Dragon Quest. It's legendary in Japan for obvious reasons, but like here in the States, it was all about Ultima, Final Fantasy, and Breath of Fire. Those were the big ones.
So Dragon Warrior, as it was released in the United States, undersold dramatically. And so what happened was Nintendo Power said, if you subscribe to Nintendo Power, we're going to send you this brand new game. And your subscription was $20, whatever it was, $30 a year. And you got a free game with it. And that game was Dragon Warrior, which was later Dragon Quest. And Dragon Warrior was the first and pretty much only RPG I played to completion. And that's my history with the Dragon Warrior franchise. But it still has I wouldn't say a positive, or I look at that game nostalgically in the most frustratingly way possible. Because as somebody who doesn't like the idea of attacking, stopping, waiting to get hit, then attacking, like it was extremely frustrating to play.
What? You never watched a Steven Seagal action movie? Bad guys always wait their turn.
That's right.
The Asian guy breaks the pool cue in half and then stands there and waits for Steven Seagal to attack him. Come on, this is how it works.
All right, let's go. Let's finish up with a couple quick hits here.
Funko Fusion.
What's that?
Funko Fusion.
No, I don't want to talk about Funko Fusion. I am intrigued by that Mio game, but I don't think we have time to talk about that. That looks like a pretty fun little platformer, like Metroidvania style platformer game. Did you see? Are you a big fan of the Mario and Luigi games? Just the core
Never
Mario.
Really played them. I've been recommended them because I'm a big Super Mario RPG fan, and they're supposed to be similar. But no, I never messed around with them.
Well, I'll tell you this: the art style in this game is really cool to look at. I love the way they look, and the Mario and Luigi games do have its own like distinct art style associated with it. This is an RPG, and people play this, say it's like super charming and super fun to play. But this visually looks so. I mean, it looks like a I don't know, a movie almost.
It's a cartoon come to life. It almost looks like a CGI film. It's cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So I love the kind of almost anime style of it, kind of with the dark outlines and such. The water, the kind of the pastel look to it. As somebody who's never played these games before, like I said, I've heard really great things about them. This does intrigue me enough to where I'm like, okay, maybe I will, just from the visual aspect of it. But this is a new game in the Mario and Luigi franchise, which I think they said it's been 9 years since the last one's been released.
Yeah.
And I think this fits perfectly, man. This fits really great with the Switch in its lineup. So
I am a little surprised, given that they did the Super Mario RPG HD remake, that they're not just doing a new Super Mario RPG, right? I find that a little odd, because I would be surprised to find out that didn't do well.
Oh, I think the Mario RPG actually did phenomenal. I would suspect it would, but I think that the Mario RPG and Mario and Luigi are thought of as two totally separate franchises. So there's one thing that Mario is way more than just, and has been for 30 years, way more than just like a 2D platformer. I like it's almost like Sonic, right? Where there's like a 2D version of Sonic and there's a 3D version of Sonic. But with Mario, there's 2D Marios, 3D Marios, RPG Mario, party game Mario, and go down the list and everything else in between. But it is always pleasant to see, like, hey, here's the new game and it's coming in like 5 months. That's always fun to see.
Yeah.
With the short timetable, right? On that one. So general thoughts on that, Razor?
It looks cool. Like I said, I've never pulled the trigger on Mario Luigi, but I'd like to.
Well, I guess you may have an excuse now with the new one coming out later this year.
Of course, the most important thing was we finally answered the question: what would happen if Zelda was a girl?
That's right, and that's where we're going next. As we saw the leaks last week, and they were talking about a new Zelda, and the thought was like, well, they're not going to make a 3D Zelda, and now they've made a 2D Zelda, which is really kind of interesting. This is the first Zelda-led game since the CDI, the Philips CDI, 30 plus years ago, where Nintendo made the mistake of allowing Philips the opportunity to develop a Zelda game, which has since been pushed off into the dark corner of Nintendo lore.
Right.
So here we are with Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which makes sense because Wisdom, she owns the Triforce of Wisdom, right? And I guess the things in this game are called echoes. So let's go see what this. Now this is 4.5 minutes long. We'll watch, a minute or so of this and just kind of get a quick glance of this. This is very, very clearly the intro sequence to this game. Very early on, when I first saw this, I actually thought this was a remake of Link to the Past, just based off of the look of the this boss fight. Because in Link to the Past, you reflect the magic back at him, and then you hit him and kill him or whatever. But of course, they make Link look like a true hero, and I wonder, like, is this the direction that they're going to go with all 2D Zelda games moving forward? This like kind of almost, I don't know, Funko looking Zelda. Do you like this look?
I don't know. It does feel like where you've kind of got a combat system here. It feels like they could do a more conventional Zelda in this engine.
This look was really charming the first time I saw it, and the more I see it, the less charm it has.
Yeah, it kind of has a Beanie Babies kind of a feel to it. A little bit.
Yeah. As pointed out, like, they kind of look like toys, and I don't mind it, but I think the charm is wearing off a little bit on it. For me personally, it's not to say
looks like Disney amiibos almost. Does that make sense?
It's kind of
There's
like
also that game. I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to find it, but there was a game that kind of from Disney that looks like that type of animation. I'm like,
yeah.
It's
like
weird,
it's like after you play your 10th Lego game. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, it looks pretty fun. Let's go ahead and continue on here with this trailer here. And they do a good job of making Link look like a hero despite falling off into the depths of hell as he takes one last shot to save Zelda out of her gym or whatever it is she's in. So she breaks free, and sure enough, guess what? We, for the first time, have a mainline Zelda game made by Nintendo where you play as Princess Zelda. I mean, this is interesting. I mean, just, I don't know, your first initial thoughts on this, Razor, as we'll
my
we'll
first initial thoughts will go a little further because you'll show like there's no combat with her, right? She runs around with like a staff, and because I guess she forgot that she's a trained ninja. Like, what? How many Smash Brothers games has she been running around like ninja stabbing people all the time? And now she's just dicking around with a river reed?
Right. My initial thought on this was they combined Minecraft with Zelda. The idea that, you put these blocks down, and here you go. Here's a block. Here's a water block. Here's a bed, whatever. And in doing so, that's, I'm sure there's going to be some brilliant puzzles with this. Brilliant. With that said, I just have it has that crafting element to it without any crafting.
Yeah, it's like Zelda. It's like Gary's Mod Zelda edition. Like, it's
right. This is interesting though. The idea that once you kill a bad guy, you can then craft them and have them be a part of your team or whatever.
Kind of Kirby-ish.
Yeah, kind of a weird Kirby aspect to it for sure. The one thing that I thought live while watching this on the initial direct was, I feel like the way this game ends, when you fight Ganon at the end, there will be some sort. I feel like I can predict how this is going to work. There's going to be somewhere along the lines where Ganon has some sort of minion, and that minion is going to be really, you're going to fight it, and Ganon it'll be an underling that Ganon was treated really poorly, and that underling will come in and get the last hit on Ganon, and that's how you're going to win, because you'll have its echo of it, and that's how the story will end. There'll be some sort of like some character that is not Zelda, but it's a new character that the audience will eventually embrace because it was the underdog the entire time. It was a bad guy with a heart of gold. That's my gut on this.
That's bizarrely specific, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm really weird when it comes to this stuff, but I do think that it'll happen. Blabs, does this intrigue you as a girl that you get to play as?
Why am I being so degraded today as a girl? Check yourself. Anyway,
as a man, does this intrigue you at all?
No, it really doesn't intrigue me all that much. It kind of has ugly graphics, I'll be honest. I'm not really all about it. But I don't really like Zelda to begin with. Better?
Wait, hold on. Wait, like, are you serious? You think this has ugly graphics?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it's all that nice. I think somebody in the chat said that it looked like it was a bit cheap, and I gotta agree. I don't think it's very nice.
Blabs has too high of standards.
Yeah,
yes, I have a lot of standards.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Dougie Fresh wants to know why you're gay.
Why are you gay?
That's not what your daddy said.
Wow. Wow. Unreal. Okay, well, Blabs will not be playing the new Zelda One Mana Power.
We gotta know you earlier. Now we gotta I did your dad.
That's right. Way to go, Blabs.
If we get a duty head later, we got the trifecta.
Oh my gosh. All right, there we are. All right, well, there was one more game.
Funko Fusion.
We're not going to talk about Funko Fusion, Blabs.
It actually was interesting. You guys didn't see that?
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about Funko Fusion. Did you see Funko Fusion, Razor? Yes, you did. Of course you did. You saw.
No.
Well, it was very. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was actually kind of interesting how all the IPs together.
Okay. Well, you're right. Here we go. I got it. Funko Fusion. Let's check out this brilliant 57 seconds. This is very gettable during the Nintendo Switch, during the Switch Direct here. Let's check this out.
Let's have some fun, Co.
I see what you did there. Please die.
Here we go. So, Blabs, watch how excited Blabs gets for this. She's so excited. Here we go.
Wait, He-Man? Great Scott! Is that Marty McFly? The world of Funko is coming to life in this action-adventure mashup for the ages. Play with more than 60 characters as you explore locations based on over 20 iconic movies, TV shows, and more. Use special skills and crafted gadgets to explore epic worlds, each with their own hidden areas and familiar foes.
That looks awesome! It's Jurassic World!
You know who collects Funko Pops? Like, the voiceover should be like, you can play this game while your wife is being satisfied by another man in the adjoining room.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go finish this up. There's about 10 more seconds here.
From Jurassic World and Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. They're certainly not toying around. Unbox the universe.
Come on!
Funko
That
Fusion
looks cool!
pops
You get to unbox the Funko in the game.
They're not toying around.
Okay,
Right.
I think the premise for this game is brilliant. I think the idea behind taking all these IPs and putting them in other worlds within these IPs is great.
It is cool.
Here's the problem.
It is cool. It's kind of like a Lego game on crack.
Yeah.
I
Here's
like
the problem
Legos.
with it. It doesn't look like a Lego game. It looks graphically, it looks bad. This does not.
Oh, it
look
does.
good.
Yeah, that was
It
the
doesn't
first thing I
look
was going to
that great,
say.
but I still really like the dinosaur Funkos. Okay, and you get to
It's-
unbox the dinosaur
we did
Funko.
It's a Funko game with pixelated shadows. It looks like liquefied ass.
Labs, we get it. You like dinosaurs.
Well, we get it, Craig. You like Nintendo.
I love
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Shill.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know that's some
Bird.
hardcore allegations, Labs. All right.
I mean,
Hardcore
there's
allegations.
stats to prove it. Just
I love
look,
Nintendo.
Just look at your live streams and your playthroughs.
I love Nintendo. I do.
Exactly.
But
You're
at the
welcome.
But I will. This game on Nintendo, let's call it a spade a spade. This does not look good, right? Graphically, this does not.
Maybe
look like.
Well, no,
Listen,
go
if
ahead.
it comes out for free or someone buys it for me, I will try it out and I will give a thorough review.
Blab's boyfriend's boyfriend will buy it for him, and then she'll play it.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's Funko Fusion. You guys said it, right? It's like Lego on steroids. The problem is that Lego games look very, very good. They look appealing. This game
Yeah, they
doesn't
have
look appealing to me.
Yeah.
Anything else,
What?
Bob, before we move on?
No, I am disappointed there was no Epic Mickey or Monkey Balls.
Yeah. Epic Mickey would have made the show for me.
Mm.
Well, let's close
I
it
do
out with
wanna
what
try
made the
that
show.
one.
Yep.
Well, this last one made the show for a lot of folks. And
Yeah.
this is a game that's 7
Well,
years in
Zelda
making.
might star a girl now, but at least Metroid still has a male protagonist, right?
That's right.
Let's do this for the
Here we are.
boys.
We got ourselves, for the first time ever, we have gameplay of Metroid Prime 4. And this is a game that was originally announced in 2017. It's been in development hell in the worst way possible. And let's go check out gameplay for the first time. A sweet 2-minute clip.
What kind of ego do you have to have a ship shaped like your helmet? Like what the?
That's a really good point, by the way.
What the
Didn't
hell?
even, in case you didn't know, this is definitely Samus's plane. Right? Her ship.
It's kind of like Castle Grayskull, right?
Right. Oh, that's great. Didn't even like really dawn on me how egocentric that is.
An egocentric
awesome.
woman. Come on.
What? This is definitely the opening sequence as well. All
There
right,
you go.
we're in it. We got gameplay. I mean, this looks like Metroid Prime. The interior lock on. You got your map in the upper corner. You got your radar as well. You got your missiles. And of course, you have scanning, which is a big part of Metroid Prime, seeing the weakness of everything. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously the very, very early on in the game. There's always the, the sneaking element of things.
Well, and what is that there called? What is that called?
That is called a morph ball.
There you go.
Yes, the morph ball. No screw attack that we can see in this, which sweet action cutscenes and such. And there we go. We got our first little glance at Metroid Prime 4.
The guy's got a PS5 for a head. What the hell?
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the official name of the game. What is this at the end? Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is just the open world aspect. That's
Just
right.
a little kind of, so there's an open world element, I gather.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know.
Let's hope it works out as well as Halo Infinite, huh?
Yeah. They put a release window on this of 12 months sometime next year, which most likely means December 31st of 2025. Given the development.
Nintendo's weird. Nintendo doesn't care about holiday season sometimes. They'll just launch whenever. sometimes, even big
This is
games.
true.
So you never know.
Do you think that trailer's worth the wait? Or do you think that people are going to be excited now that we know that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is
Did you
officially
see Twitter?
announced? No,
Bro,
I didn't. What did they say?
Dude, the fanboys were creaming their culottes. It was, yes,
Oh, yeah?
I think they're happy. Yes.
Okay. All right. There you go. That's good. I mean, I know a lot of people are really excited for it. Coming off of the release of the Metroid Prime remastered, that sold gangbusters for sure. I'd be interested to see if they announce Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered over the next year before this gets released with the full trilogy getting remastered. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think it's very cool to see. I didn't get into the Prime series as much as other people did.
Same.
But I do think it's fun to kind of see a game come to fruition. The last game that we saw like this that was kind of stuck in development hell, there are ongoing games. We've talked about some on the show, but yeah, Duke Nukem Forever, that was like took an 11-year development cycle, 11 or 12 years, whatever it may be. My worry about this is that when it is finally released 8 years after its initial release, 2017 to 2025, will the gameplay be stale? Like, the way it feels, will people still be into that feeling of the game, the Metroid Prime feel of the game? But those who love it will love it, and I'm sure it'll sell millions of copies for sure.
Yep.
So, Labs, your thoughts on Metroid Prime 4? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I have no thoughts.
All right, good for you. Love it. All right. We'll love to hear your thoughts. So let's go and get to some of these super chats, guys. You guys, now's your time to.
It's what the internet is all about. Hearing thoughts.
That's right. Sound off, guys. Now's your time to sound off in the chat.
Oh
Here we go. And Blabs, it's time for you to read some super chats.
Are you remedial? Are you all right?
Labs, go and read some super chats.
There you go. Peter says Nintendo is the handheld gaming king. Thank you very much, Peter. Mage says Metro Prime 4 is the only reason I bought a Switch. Thought it would never drop. I feel like it rose from the Titanic. It's been 84 years.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully this has a different ending.
Hey,
yeah, I was going to say.
Quick side note on that. My 12-year-old daughter is watching Titanic for the first time. We're about 2/3 of the way through, and she doesn't know that Jack dies yet. She's like really hoping that they stay together and that they live.
You're going to ruin her.
I can't wait to see her reaction. She's going to bawl.
Can't wait to traumatize her. What are you doing?
It's a movie. It's a movie. It's okay.
Does she know about the Titanic, like the history of it?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what's funny? She was like, this is how ignorant kids are. Well, she's like, was this filmed on the Titanic? I was like, no. I had to explain to her, like, she doesn't have the concept of like when the movie was made, and like she doesn't quite understand like
man, she thinks we're all old as hell then, huh? This was filmed on the Titanic.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
Right?
I know. It's so funny.
The last surviving person from the Titanic just died a couple years ago.
I reckon 2 years later, World War I started. Yes.
Jennifer says, I want to do my first stream with Zelda WW. Thoughts? Do it.
Yeah, absolutely, Jennifer. Go crazy. Girl power.
Do it. Shia LaBeouf style. Speedy Cake says, YouTube won't let me send what I want to. Just know Tremors is awesome. I sent you something to tag Razor Fist with via Discord message. There you go. Thank you, Speedy. JM says, LOL, Craig is the title of a Fire Emblem game. Thanks, JM. That's how I talk to Craig now. Flex Knee says, highlight of the direct for me was Dragon Quest 3. Nice. Good for you. Red Strider says, I just want another Star Fox, but Nintendo is allergic to money. There's no reason for Assault to be the latest continuation of the story. Thank you, Red Strider.
Yeah.
Hylian Jugalo says, the PlayStation 3 Wii commercial certainly makes me want to play with my Wii. Also, I hope remaking the Oracle games means that cancel third green one. All right, thank you, Juggalo. Have fun playing with your Wii.
Yes.
John
Maybe more
says-
time on spelling, less playing with the Wii.
Yeah, that one hurt my brain. But thank you for your support. John Kanji says, basketball for Nintendo Switch Sports. Let's go.
Hey.
You know what I really loved on the Wii was the Wii Sports Fitness and the Wii Resorts one. Those were so much fun to play. So much fun. I would love to play those again on the Switch if they ever did. I don't know. Mage says, greatest rivalries of all time. Red Sox versus Yankees. U.S. versus USSR. Craig and Tarangale versus the written world. Dude, speaking of Taryn, somebody came on my Instagram and commented on one of my posts like last week saying you should marry Taryn Gale. And I was like, how about no? This is weird, man.
It's like a prearranged marriage. Like, what are the internet think they're like Indian parents or something?
Right. Jesus.
You'll marry Taryn Gale.
Apparently, I don't know what happened.
Yes.
Anyway, H.P. Lovecraft's cat says, Psycho doesn't know what Nintendo don't. Go bankrupt, sell out to Sammy, and slowly bleed talent over the next 20 years as it dissolves into a Yakuza factory. LOL. Thank you, H.P. Lovecraft. Tomox says, Razor Fist, the Bloodstained Kickstarter was started in 2016, and yesterday there was some Bloodstained 2 rumors going around, so that's probably why you thought 2016, because of Kickstarter. Jack says, the games from Nintendo can be great if only the Treehouse doesn't get their filthy hands on them. Godspeeds, Jensen lady. Thank you.
Yes. The Treehouse.
It's a robot, Craig. How do you do? Anyway.
Hello, it's me. Sorry.
Dayan says, hey, Razorfist, notice you're slowing down on the F-bombs in your rants, and considering your education, I wonder if you're considering a Brandon Herrera move and taking a try at office.
No. No. I just realized I can tell dick jokes without dropping F-bombs is all. That's all.
There you go. Hi, dog.
Hi. Hey, Cicero.
I like how you said hi back to me. Like Razorfist considered himself as the dog now.
Yeah.
I am the dog. Matthew says, I love the Uncharted games. I don't understand why a lot of people started recently hating those games. Never played, can't hate. I don't know.
Because it's cool to hate things online. That's all.
Yeah.
Thanks, Craig. Durana says, sweet baby ink, but a Chinese game studio complaining about Western wokeness? That's rich. Who could have possibly funded that? I don't know. Thank you, Duranus. Master Gawa says, I back Bloodstain. Since Razor likes Guilty Gear, what are his thoughts on BlazBlue? BlazBlue is a fighting game and 4-part complete visual novel.
Yeah, I just never quite got into BlazBlue. I don't know why. I tried. I just could never find my character, I guess is the problem. Sometimes that happens when you want to get into a fighting game, but you can't find the person that you like on the cast. That was my issue, really. I have several characters in Guilty Gear that I like, but BlazBlue, the whole cast didn't really work for me.
I kept calling it Blaz because there was no E, but it's Blaze. So, oops. Peter says,
no. Some people call it that, but yeah, that's just
it's a confusing name. Blaz or Blaze? Peter says, it's official. Hollywood is no longer scrapping the bottom of the barrel. They have dug a 15-foot hole under the barrel. Thank you. The Nobody Guy. That is a scary avatar. Anyway, bummed there were no Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, etc. Zelda announcements. Been asking for Switch remasters ports for years. When there's no real available access, is piracy justified? That's one of those questions for the round table.
Yes. Maybe we'll do a piracy roundtable. The answer is yes.
Yo, and a bottle of rum.
Yeah.
That's right.
Master Gala says, like Chris Watkin, C-U-C-K Will Smith in anime too? Yeah.
That'd be funny to see, because you can imagine what the slap would look like with some sort of animation, just like a pow and like all comic book style. Big old
and the
impact.
word pow. Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
And now he's in gonna reboot the successful movies in his career phase, right? Because he's so down in the dumps now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
When I heard Will Smith was going to reboot something, I naturally assumed it would be, wife swap. But anyway.
Hypnotic says, legal mindset given his legal analysis that Sweet Baby Inc. has committed racketeering, extortion, and intimidation, breaking RICO laws on yesterday's stream. Most likely, blackmail, etc. I am the Icarus says Depths of DS9 is our band's favorite Razor content.
Sweet.
Awesome. Dirty Jersey says, I checked out Star Wars in 2012 when they hired JJUS Trekkies. Knew it was coming. Hillside Scrollers and Razor. Thank you very much,
sweet.
Dirty.
Yeah, same thing. Star Trek 09, man. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was JJ, and then it said us Trekkies, not JJUS Trekkies. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought that was an American flag thing going on StreamYards.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Star Trek 09, a lot of people loved. I walked out of the theater, and the first words out of my mouth were, what a piece of shit. Like
I actually liked it. And then I hated
that
it
movie.
afterwards. Well, I don't hate it, but I'm just very, it's very long.
Yeah, I watched it day one. I think me and Terangel went actually and watched it. And dude, I hated it. I was raving about how much I hated it afterward.
There you go. Rob on Wheel says, Blubs, have you not seen the original Italian Job? No, I have not seen the original one, although I know about it. Yeah. Okay. Iron Liquor says, they didn't remove it. It's a Portuguese listing. What's this about?
That's the job posting.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh.
Daniel, member for 4 months, says, speaking of Father's Day, I wish my granddad was around. He'd be out here ending communism like C. Thomas Howell in Red Dawn. Rip Sergeant Luther Rude. Thank you, Daniel, and I'm
Thanks,
sorry
Daniel.
for your loss. Master Gawa says, after Deaths of DS9, maybe Razor can watch Babylon 5. DS9 was great, but B5 is better. Also, plain simple, Garrick is my fave Star Trek character. What are you drinking off to over there? What's going on?
Babylon 5 is 3 seasons of a good show. The problem is it lasts for 5 seasons.
Okay. That Asian guy says, or Asian guy says, love Mario Party, but I hope it's not the last one where last place won first at the end due to pity stars. Aw, they gave out trophies. That's nice. Black Bull says, bring back F-Zero. Thanks, Black Bull. J. Rare Bear says, DKC returns HD. Feels like it's an obvious tie-in with the DKC theme park at Super Nintendo World, since the park is styled after returns. Gets me hyped. Awesome.
Maybe.
Nintendo World.
I think it has more to do with the fact that they already released Tropical Freeze on the console. And it's like, oh, we should probably get the first one on there.
Eric says, Razor, are you a Metroid fan? If you are, you should probably play Metroid Dead on the Switch. It controls like a dream and is a ton of fun.
Never played it.
There you go. Matthew says, Craig needs to wear workout clothes and a headband when playing the Nintendo World Championship game.
And Richard Simmons shorts. Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, get like the full Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies outfit. Get it go. I'm just saying.
Kyler says, it's not a rewind. It's a time penalty in a race. Why would they stop the momentum and make you do it all over again? Think about it. It's like NASCAR. Thank you, Kyler. Master Gawa says, I just want a Dr. Mario OBGYN game where Mario gives Princess Peach pills before pulling out his plunger while saying, trust me, I'm a licensed doctor. Anyway, Lance says, I was pretty happy to see a lineup from the Nintendo Direct, but I would have killed for a new Mario baseball game. Did anybody else miss them?
You know, speaking of sports games. Let me say this though.
What is wrong with Craig? You hear that, right, Razor?
Yeah, he has tater internet.
What are you on? Speed dial?
No, I don't know. No. Okay, never mind. Just keep going. Go without me.
That's right. That's what I've been doing. Anyway, Iron Icarus says, our frontman has got his kid A Link to the Past on Game Boy Advance, but he forgot that Link yells every time he swings his sword. It's annoying. Thank you, Iron Icarus. Captain Capitalism says, are we really that excited to be renting ROMs? Danky says, Jungle Beat was a solid platformer with the bongos. I really want the bongos controller. Do some sick beats. Anyway. Asher says, is Razor excited for the new Mario and Luigi game?
Yeah, we talked about that a little while ago.
Thank you. Remdog says, Turok Engine made it unplayable for me. GoldenEye cemented FPS controls on the 64 for me. Remember, you could pick control schemes on South Park. Thank you very much, Remdog. Captain Capitalism says, still waiting for an updated Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
One day. Sam says, Elton John more than Harry Potter. Oh, to the Japanese guy. You guys are funny.
Yeah.
Matthew says, did you see Netflix has announced the city's plan for its in-person experience venues? Netflix destroys theater only to acquire theaters. No, I didn't hear that, but I'm not surprised. Thank you, Matthew. Soren Burp should have been the Wand of Gamelin remake. Gamelin? Gamelon?
Gamelon.
There you go. Hee hee. Thank you. Sir Cool, to be honest, it should have been called Legend of Zelda, The Missing Link. Thank you.
Yeah.
Victus says, Hellraiser, as someone who has loved all the RPG Mario series, I cannot recommend Mario and Luigi enough. Part of its charm is the comedy.
Sweet.
Thank you. And Kratos says, Blabs, are you thinking of Skylanders? No, I swear it was some like little kid Disney game that's what the animation reminded me of. But I tried looking it up. I tried looking what the chat was suggesting. Couldn't find it. Antipathy says, we need a new Switch. Frame drops suck.
Next year.
Chris,
you know, real quick, am I back? Am I good?
You're good now. Okay. You were really delayed in Robot before.
You know, let me say this. And maybe I'm wrong. I need to go back and look at the trailer for Prime. Okay, it does open with a Prime Nintendo Switch logo or with a Switch logo. I bet that they release it on both the Switch and whatever the Switch successor is. And with an opportunity to say, here's the game on the Switch, but here's the game on the new Switch, whatever it is. Because if it's at 2025, it totally will be on both consoles for sure. Sorry, go ahead, Blabs.
Chris says, Nintendo always looks for new gimmicks they can explore with each new Zelda game, so them going with this wand route fits their design methods. Thank you, Chris. Critical Orc Theory. I thought the new Joanna Dark looked feminine for an orc. Anyways, back to storming Zimbabwe with goblins. You have fun in Zimbabwe, bro. Hi, Yellow Flash. Flash says, Blabs, show us your Funko Pops one day. I actually have a lot now, funny enough, and I don't even really collect them a whole lot.
That'll get you kicked off and banned off Twitch. I don't know.
Yeah, is that code for something, Flash?
Funko Pops?
Show us your Funko Pop.
Look, fine. Here's one right now. Bulma!
Demi came into the game for Sneeko. Don't tell them they're mags. Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah,
Peter said,
no, okay. Every blue-haired rhinoceros screamed themselves seeing that Funko Pop game. I can see Craig. He's all sad. You can come back now. I just wanted you to shut up. Thank you. Captain Capitalism says, who wrote the Funko trailer? Arnold Schwarzenegger? Okay. Lampshade says, I've had stents less painful than this Funko game. Oh, everyone's hating on Funko. Oh, well. Higa44 says, Ace Attorney Investigations and a Romancing Saga 2 remakes is what really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Demi says, the hijabi person was just stirring bullshit. The quest of the update involves becoming a father, and Warframe celebrates Men's Health Month in November. Kat, I don't know if she was stirring up bullshit. I think she was just calling them out. Mage says, they got Silex from Metro Prime. Hunters in the game. That game was always forgotten and underrated. Super cool that they're using the other bounty hunters. Makes the world feel more alive. There you go. Oh, hi, Craig. Nice to see you. Bye, Craig. Oh, there you are. Just eyes. The Hillian Juggler says, I'm scared of Metro Prime 4 only because when you get the 100% ending, the suit gets removed and you see Sam Aaron a la Joseph Dark.
Good old Sam. You get Sam Aaron right there.
Yeah.
Now you gotta talk high pitch. You gotta sound like me, Craig. There you go. That's right. You change your mics. Kyle says Nintendo missed the perfect opportunity to call the new Zelda game The Legend of Link, although Link is supposedly still playable in the game. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle.
How do we know that? How do we know he's already playable?
Dirt is King says a reminder that Metroid Prime 4 was made and canned once and Retro was put back onto the franchise. Thank you, Dirt is King, or DRT. I'm assuming Dirt. Sir Cool says Nintendo was my go-to to avoid wokish games, but sadly it seems like the treehouse infection is spreading to all of Nintendo of America. Hope Nintendo Japan can clean house. Hopefully. Doranus says the Chinese government funds Western wokeness. Yep.
It's true.
Dylan! Razor, you thought you were safe. You thought you almost made it without the question, but it comes all the same. When, Sabaton?
Never!
All right, you heard it here first.
From my cold, dead hands!
I bet you his hands are always cold. Higo 44
You think I wear gloves?
He's got bad circulation. Higo 44 says, as for Donkey Kong, I only know it due to my grandma having SNES. Unfortunately, I didn't know about the exclusivity, and that's how Peddler sold me Donkey Kong for PlayStation 1. It was actually Ape Escape.
Wow.
Thanks, Higo.
That's funny. Sorry. I'm going to switch my voice back now.
Better.
Okay. Lower Lips. Member for 2 months. Anyone ever play the Intellivision games? Love it when it was released. Had the most advanced game controller at its time.
Yeah, I mean, way back in the day, I had an Intellivision, long time ago.
No system had a more advanced controller than the Atari Jaguar.
Oh boy, 27 buttons on it, man. It was
It's
crazy.
like a graphing calculator.
Yes.
Genetically upgraded YouTuber for 10 says, Razor, yesterday saw The Shadow movie from 1993 starring Alec Baldwin. He survived as The Shadow. Interesting how 30 plus years ago, he still had loose trigger fingers. The film itself was something. All right. Thank you very much. Knight says, I would like a Sakaguchi, I think I said that right, HD collection if ever possible. Cool. I don't know what that is.
Thanks, Knight.
Kratos says Disney Infinity. No, it wasn't even that either. I swear it was some like Mickey Minnie Mouse thing. Anyway, one day I'll find it. I'll be like, uh-huh. And Dan says, you all definitely deserve it. Love this podcast. I'm excited for Metro Prime 4, Mario, Luigi, Zelda, and the new Mario Party. Well, look at that. You get some boobies. Boop. There you go. There's your boobs for you. Let me hide this. Thank you so much, Dan Evil Robot. Check that out.
Look at Dan. Look at him go. Look at it, Dan. Look at it.
Yeah, titties. Whoop. One more time. Thanks, Dan. And then Demi comes back in and says, if she was just calling them out, why was it about Twitch drops and not the game itself? They were mad they didn't get picked. Use brain cells.
Yeah, you dummy. Blabs. We're going back.
I don't know what this is about.
This is about the Hijabi gamer thing.
Oh, cat.
Whatever, Haji, Johnny Quest's friend.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, let's go get to Rumble over here, guys. Thank you very much for your support over on Rumble. Shakazula says Nintendo Direct was great, but Zelda took an L. No Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, or Oracle games. Just a crappy Legend of Zelda Tribrader game with repurposed assets. Nutty Pirate says, "Go Nintendo World Championship 90 crew, getting to be old motherfuckers now." Yes, you are correct, Nutty Pirate. Dude says DKCR needed the HD re-release since it was either stuck with motion controls or 20 FPS. Followed up and says, "I hope this MVC collection gets a physical release. They've all been re-released on Xbox 360 or PS3." And were delisted so fast. Street Fighter 2 HD is still being sold on Xbox 360. Dude says, as a Final Fantasy fan, I'm just jealous of the Dragon Quest 2D HD remakes. The pixel remasters were just lazy compared to the 2D HD remakes. And he followed up one more time, says, I was thinking they were going to remake the Oracle games in this engine that they built for Link's Awakening remake. A new game is fine, especially since I found the new open world direction boring. And Sever says, the Zelda art style was from A Link Between Worlds. Yes, that is the first time we saw that. Mimic says, who collects Funko Pops? Landfills. Landfills love Funko Pops so much that they collect them all.
It's like E.T. on Atari.
That's right. Sivra came in and says, correction of my previous statement. The art style was from the remaster of Link's Awakening. And the dude says, can't wait for Prime 4. Prime is my favorite game. And the fact that It acknowledges both Hunters from the DS, and the hidden ending of Prime 3 is great. Definitely looks great. Old School Gamer came in with the $50 Rumble rant. Says, Razor, great video dropped earlier. McCain was a douche. Craig, how about them Celtics? Shut up, Old School Gamer. Shut up. Dude also came back with, says, I couldn't care if gameplay was, quote, outdated, if modern gameplay is just a bunch of battle passes and soulless cosmetic grinds. I'll take outdated gameplay any day. Old School Gamer, thank you again for that. Also, from the direct donation standpoint, Abdulio came in, says, Resident Evil Dead Aim is a light gun game for the PlayStation 2, which had a light gun that had a D-pad where the gun's hammer would be. You aim the gun down off screen and you move it into a third person with the D-pad, then take aim at the screen and you go first person. Interesting. Cool Man says that NBC collection reveal, when the new 2D Zelda game came on, I wondered if it was a link between Worlds Remake. Well, did not happen, but that was intrigued by that idea too. Kalichi says, for me personally, the expansion pack is pointless. You're essentially streaming a game you don't own. You spend all these hours on a game just to have it taken away when Nintendo, when NSO shuts down, and it will shut down eventually. I'd rather have physical versions. And Abdulio followed up, says, for Zelda, typically every new game, it's a reincarnation of the Zelda cast. They always die and reincarnate in the future. The Zelda of Ocarina of Time and Hyrule Warriors so far are the only Zeldas who trained as Sheik. And a bass player came in, says Nintendo has been teasing Prime 4 for about a decade now. Fingers crossed it'll be good, but I don't think it'll have an impact, the impact that Dread did. And Crusader came in, says Donkey Kong, the Sword of Allah, once again wages. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Crusader. Not even gonna finish that. And go ahead, Blast.
Megavania fan says, Razor! EDF.
Yes.
Okay. And then Chris says, my experience, most of Funko Pop audience is girls who dip their toes into nerd stuff who are too afraid to become autistic about said nerd stuff. Debunked. You're looking at it right now. Debunked.
Oh my God.
I am autistic about Harry Potter. It's subscribe to my Harry Potter channel and you'll see why.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have
all right.
medically diagnosed her autism at this point.
Yes.
No, I think autism's our thing.
All right. Let's get out of here. Guys, thanks so much for popping in. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. We'll be back tomorrow when we're back at it again, 11 a.m. Central Time, as we are every single Monday through Friday. A lot of fun stuff talking about these games today, but that's what we do here on the #1 video game podcast in the world, which is great. You guys have a great rest of your day. Razor, take us out, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Marios and Luigis of all ages, for all of the gang and blabs, Godspeed!
Fatality!